Welcome back to the channel. Today we got Josh Johnson. We did a video for Josh Johnson a while ago. I think it was the Drake beef explained. I'm gonna leave a link, definitely leave a link to this one down below, because that one explains the whole beef, how everything got started. So y'all need to check that out. This one, however, is him talking about the Super Bowl halftime show performance. And we've been doing a lot of K-Dot on here, so we should hopefully get some good laughs here. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm watching this with y'all for the first time. So let's check it out. Let's see what Joshy's talking about. So let's do it. Want to help support the channel? Hit the like button, y'all. Come on, let's get this to 1,000 likes.
And then you had the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
By Kendrick Lamar. This was crazy because, okay, everyone has their opinions about it, right? But I know when I was watching it and it started, and I saw Samuel L. Jackson. I saw Samuel Jackson, camera goes over to Samuel Jackson. He's like, "It's your uncle, Sam." And I was like, oh, we had already started. That was dope. That was dope to have Sam.
He knew from the jump what was, everybody was like, "Oh," because when Sam shows up, something finna go down.
Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam was dope because one thing is obviously the little like wink wink cute thing, right? But one thing that Kendrick is incredible at doing, something I haven't seen people really be able to do, whether it's through music or imagery, is layers to a story. And there's multiple layers to everything that happened, right?
All of us here on this channel know whatever Kendrick does, whatever it's a music video, showing up for anything, he just doesn't come plain. He comes with layers. Music has layers. Everything, the videos, everything he does, we end up breaking it down for months after. We still breaking that. Well, not Meet the Grams, but we didn't have to break that down too much. But we're still breaking down certain lyrics that he did in the battle, and that was almost a year ago.
Samuel Jackson is playing Uncle Sam in Body of America, welcoming us to the Great American Game. The Great American Game is in the game of Kendrick's life that's about to play out, right? That's why we see the PlayStation controller on the football field, the game as in football, and the game as in the thing that we're all in, the thing that we all play. Whether you feel like you're playing it or not, you're a part of it. And one thing you have to watch out, because Kendrick leaves these Easter eggs and stuff like that, you also can read so deep into it. You go off on a deep end where if you were able to talk to Kendrick, he would be like, nah.
I know we got a lot of those people on this. Hey, that's funny though, because it's true. I mean, you think about it. Any like celebrity or any person that has true fans, you got true fans. The true fans will do some things for you. The true fans will go above and beyond, and he knows that. So well, my shit bouncing around. He just crushed Elmo. Just hit him, just like boom.
The internet is full of them. The internet is full of like, yeah, so then he had these dancers come out in red, white, and blue because Drake, because he beat Drake blue, and then you're gonna see red because we beat him so much that the red comes out and Drake is white. Like, I think that's a very misguided take.
Ooh. And that's the thing. There's been so many different renditions of this performance. Is how you know it's great artwork, because it has everyone thinking, everyone talking, and everybody getting involved somehow. I was talking to my mom. Hey, Mom, love you. And me and her was talking, and she was asking me about this whole Super Bowl thing, and I was explaining it to her. But this is what art does, and this is what made Kendrick so special. let's get back to Josh. He cooking right now. Make sure y'all go there. I'm gonna leave a link for the entire video down in the description because he talks about a lot of other stuff. Okay, he's pretty funny. He's a good comedian. And I like the fact that he stays with current events. Anything that's going on, he does a video on that, a comedy show on that. So he's pretty good. Let's go back. Come on, Josh. Make sure y'all like the video. Like the video. I got tight tongue right now. Like the video to help support the channel. That's all I ask. Appreciate it.
That the red comes out and Drake is white. Like, I think that's a very misguided take.
Yeah.
But you can get there.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get there. You start searching, hunting, trying to read into every little thing. And if you're not careful, yeah, you go off on some deep end. That's not what anybody intended, you know? And this dude says it because that's the other thing. He sets you up with some pretty fire lines that make you start digging. He specifically says, you wouldn't get the picture if I sat you for hours in front of the Louvre. So now even I'm digging. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, the Louvre. All right. Drake is Canadian, French Canadian, the Louvre. Yeah, French Canadian, the Louvre, like in France where they keep the art, but Drake's not an artist, no. No, that might not be it. That might be, that was dumb, my bad. And so he does the snippet, some people are calling it bodies, and then he does Squabble Up, and out of nowhere.
Yo, from what I heard, that song Bodies is gonna be on, I think, the new Captain America or a Marvel movie coming out. And well, little birdie told me, but it would explain how Samuel Jackson's involved as well. But I heard Bodies is going to be on a song that's going to be on, well, Captain America coming out.
After Squabble Up, Samuel Jackson comes out again. No. Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. One of the things that if you've been black in America at any point you've heard about yourself, whether you overheard it from people talking behind your back or it was told to your face, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. There's something wrong with you just being yourself. Oh, and it's delivered by Uncle Sam. Right? I don't know, when I go to like a new place. One time my friend was asking me, because I travel so much, he's like, how do you know how racist a place is when you go there? You know, don't you think about it? I was like, yeah, I think about it.
Yo, it's funny because that's something that's, as me as a black person, that when I go into certain spaces, these are things you have to think about. Now, yeah, I can say what y'all want to say, but I live in a reality, and I know at any point in time, if I'm out of place, things can go bad very quickly, regardless of whatever the circumstances is. So I totally understand what he means right here, because it get real murky fast sometimes.
You know, if you're black and you travel America, you think about it a little bit. And I was like, you know, this is the way that I know. I'll just go to like a West Elm or a Patagonia or or a Lululemon, or I'll just walk in and look around, do a little shopping, and just smile at people. And however long it takes them to smile back is probably how much danger I'm in.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. That's real talk right there. That sometimes that energy is so strong that you just walk in and walk out. There's the next one down the road somewhere.
You know, you go into Patagonia, you smiling at everybody. Hey, 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 hey. And you get a couple smiles back quick. You're like, all right, we're safe.
I'm good.
But if you walk into a West Elm and everybody just looking, looking at each other too. No, you say something. Somebody finally approaches. They're like, can I help you? I know we're not staying there tonight. So then this dude, Uncle Sam, Samuel Jackson, tells him, tighten up. He asks him, Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Do you really know how to navigate? Do you really know what's expected of you? Do you really know what to do next? Then tighten up. And that's a wild conversation to have with someone who maybe even thinks they're helping you, right? Because that's been told to me in different ways by lots of people. Like, tighten up, watch yourself. Don't be too loud, too ghetto, too reckless. You know what I mean? And sometimes
Be humble. That's basically what he's saying. That's the song he's saying. Be humble after that.
Sometimes it's white people, sure, but sometimes it's older black people that I know
Facts.
that just want you to be safe.
Yeah.
Because they know how the game is played,
Yep.
right? Because I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm not exactly a hard individual.
He ain't squabbling up too much.
Yeah.
Ain't much squabbling up going on. He might squabble a little, but not a lot.
I mean, like, I'm not.
Understand?
You know what I mean? Not only am I not a hard individual, I remember one time, you know, my mama tried to raise me to be a gentleman. And there was this one time I was in college and I'm working on a group project, and one of our classmates was ready to go to her car. And she was like, hey, does anybody mind walking me to my car? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, does anybody mind walking us to my car? I'm not a hard individual. You know, I'm smiling at everybody. Literally, I use the smile test. That's how I know if a place is safe or not.
If you travel out there, do y'all do the smile test? How do y'all know? I mean, because a lot of these places, I don't know if it's like that for, well, he's actually saying it's like that, but usually we'll book somewhere. So you don't actually know what the service is like or whatever it is till you get there. But I guess if I had to drive up on something, you know, you can kind of feel energy sometime when it's a little, you know, you stay over there, I'm good over here. But let's get back to it.
Use the smile test. That's how I know if a place is safe or not. I smile. I make myself open, right? I show I'm no threat. And I even got in trouble with my friends one time because we were walking down the street in Chicago and made eye contact with this cop, and he was like mourning, just a little passing mourning. And then I didn't realize it came out like this, but apparently I was like, officer.
Listen, the feelings mutual, brother. You know, no comment needed for that one.
I don't remember it like that, but apparently that's how I sounded. My friends were very upset with me. One of them said, I said it like I was welcoming him home. I thought I just said, officer. Apparently I was like, officer? So once again, I'm not a hard individual. So if I've got the speech, if I've got that speech, tighten up. That's too loud, that's too reckless, that's too ghetto. If I got it, damn. There's no end to the game that you can try to play with respectability politics. You know, you can either be yourself or you can't. And if you can't, then to whatever degree that you can't, doesn't really matter.
No, doesn't.
Do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. Goes into Man at the Garden. And Man at the Garden is one of those things. It's a refrain. I deserve it all these things, right? And he's on the block. And you see these boys on the block, so black. Gold teeth, dreads, everything. And then they scurry. They see Uncle Sam coming. Uncle Sam walks up. Kendrick's already walked off. And he says, oh, you brought your homeboys with you. Okay, little culture cheat code. Turns to the camera and says, scorekeeper, deduct one life. And some people didn't hear it. Apparently the mixing wasn't great.
We heard it. And I'm sure by now everybody's rewatched it. Make sure. And everybody's heard it.
For everybody. So there were some people whose review of Super Bowl halftime was pretty bad. And some people thought they were just being haters. But
yeah, this is probably one of the most mixed reviews. But I want to know, is there anyone of you that saw it originally, didn't like it, but then watched it again after and thought it was better than it was? Or your opinion stayed the same? Let me know down in the comments.
But no, genuinely, depending on where you watched, it depends on the mix that you heard. Mm-hmm. So there were little things that Kendrick said that either went over people's heads, they didn't quite hear, they didn't.
What kind of happened to a lot of people? I mean, shit, it's a Super Bowl, right? So who's thinking about getting an education at a Super Bowl halftime show? We're going to play some music that's going to make us and wave our hands, you know? And nobody ain't thinking about reading no book or getting no education at a halftime show. Everybody's thinking about the songs, and I think people were just more focused on listening and partying and dancing to the new songs than they were to actually sit down and be humble. And I think it turned out to be perfect, but that's kind of what happened.
Music was too loud, too soft, whatever. I was watching the Super Bowl halftime on Tubi, and Tubi did incredible. Tubi knocked it out of the...
I didn't even know Tubi had like that capability. I've never used Tubi. But wow, that's awesome to be able to stream the Super Bowl. Because I know like Netflix, they had issues with their football games where stuff crashed. Was it that Christmas Day game? Or one of those games where a lot of people couldn't stream. Big up to Tubi.
And Tubi did incredible. Tubi knocked it out of the park. I was like, man, Tubi was like, this is our chance. We cannot mess this up.
Yo, it's crazy because Tubi wanted to make sure they got a part of that wop, 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 wop. Like, everybody wanted in on this. So it was a one time. But hey, man, Drake might be right, man. They give everybody a discount to make sure everybody got an opportunity to come to the table and celebrate. Celebrate, good time, come on.
A lot of people don't know we exist. And we're literally free.
Yeah.
We have to knock this out of the park. And they did, because I heard everything. I saw Samuel Jackson turn, scorekeeper, deduct one life. And that thing hit me hard, because that is what happens. That is part of the game. You should know that. That's one of the reasons that it's sometimes scary to stand up. It's scary to be different, because whenever you build community, they usually deduct one life. Mm-hmm. Whenever you make a movement, They deduct one life. And there are plenty of examples of it happening with black people and black culture, but it is everybody, just so you know. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter when you came to this country, try to start a union.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
Yeah.
And look, it might not be you. They might miss.
And that's the thing, you know, when he's basically like opened a lot of eyes. I mean, I got a couple more videos I got to drop that, you know, it sparked so many different conversations just from this one event that he had. And I know there's a lot of new Kendrick fans out there that's coming in, and we appreciate everybody coming in to join what we've been can't get enough of. We've been dying for more content because when he puts things out, it's well thought of. It's well put together. It's not just something that they go in the studio and put together for 5 minutes and throw it out there and it hits for 3 weeks and they don't hear about it again. No, you're going to be digging at it for 3 years. And then you're going to figure out probably 5 years down the road. But that's the type of material K-Dot drops.
I miss. But it is what happens. Deduct one life. And it's wild to hear Samuel Jackson deliver that line, because Samuel Jackson was an usher at Martin Luther King's funeral.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, man, he's a real OG. Like, there's so many. Well, y'all know, y'all could go look up the nuggets, man. There's a lot of them coming out.
Samuel Jackson used to be way more militant. And I'm not saying he's not now. I'm just saying, like, back in the day, he was about that action.
Black Panther, all that.
He'd lock you in a room and wait till you came to your senses. So then they go to peekaboo. I don't know, it's just funny to me what Kendrick just like a peekaboo. Nah, I had to laugh. That's people have.
I mean, that's funny every time you look at it. Peekaboo, the way he pops out of there.
So many theories about peekaboo, about him using Luther and all the stars, SZA coming out, being on the triangle. Like, I'm not acting like I caught every single thing, but I know that when Samuel Jackson pops up again and he says, "Yes, see, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what America wants. Nice, calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this up.
We getting there. Come on, Josh. We getting there. I can feel it coming. We getting there. Come on."
Right? Yeah. Because if we're being honest, that is the truth of the matter. People, even sometimes people who love hip hop, love black people, love anyone different the way that the way that people love those tigers they take pictures with. I don't know if you've ever been on Tinder, but every once in a while on Tinder, there'll be some.
Never been on Tinder. Don't plan to, but that's your thing. That's your thing.
Somebody with one of their pictures is just them next to a full-blown tiger, hugging them, and the tiger's sedated as hell. The tiger is over.
Anybody out there got pictures with tigers? Let me know down in the comments. I know at least one of y'all do. Freaky ass.
Here,
Would you have a tiger as a pet? I can't sleep in the house with no big cat. Just wondering.
And they're over there hugging its neck like they're in the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, we have to protect these beautiful animals, all right? We have to preserve their way of life.
No,
shoot him again. Shoot him again with the dart. He looked like he was opening his eyes for a second.
That's exactly how I feel. Hit him with 2 darts. 2 darts. Because at some point, that tiger going tiger. Because you know what? If it came down to it, and we got hungry, we know we gonna take him, and we're gonna make sure it's. And when it comes down to it, and if he's gonna do the same. So yeah, let's get double darts in there and keep the 3rd one in the clip backed up, ready to go. I'm with you, Joshy. Let's go back.
Their way of life. Shoot him again. Shoot him again with the dart. He looked like he was opening his eyes for a second. So sweet, so gentle. Deep down, they're just gentle creatures. Shoot him again. He moved that leg. I don't like what that leg doing. Look like he gonna get up. And that is how people sometimes, prefer their hip hop, prefer their protest. Why can't you just do it sedated? Why can't you just tone it down a notch, right?
Wow. And that's pretty much what it is. Like how they want you to act. They want you to be humble all the time.
Right? And then he plays Not Like Us. And people lose their minds. I loved him. I loved him playing it because of what he said when he started it. 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the.
Hey, I wanted to stop for a second right there, real quick. The one thing, like, there's a point in there when he says, "Deduct one life," and after that, he says, "You brought the cheat code." Well, right when he performed Peekaboo, he put in the cheat code and he got one free life on, I think it's Grand Theft Auto.
They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. That's wild. If you really think about those lines in any context outside of the Super Bowl, outside of Drake, the song, Not Like Us, everything, they still stand all on their own. How many of us,
like, those words had nothing to do with the song. Those were the words that was meant to be heard. And you go over TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Reels, and that's dominating right now. I always seen the shorts of the entire skit, and now it sparked a major conversation, which is good.
Not Like Us, everything, they still stand all on their own. How many of us feel like we're in a rigged game?
You got more bills than money. You're working more than bills. It's just the rat race. Some people are stuck in there. And yeah, you get in there, you ain't getting out.
And it was beautiful to watch Not Like Us get played on that world stage, Drake tried. He tried his best.
He did. Right. Hard.
That dude tried his damnedest. Not only did he try, that dude went to Australia. Not only was he not in America, he was under the earth. This man went under earth to do, to his credit. I'm not acting like he's not a big artist. I'm not acting like he doesn't have an album dropping this weekend. I'm saying, like, this dude went under the earth to do an arena show just to make sure at least these people aren't watching the Super Bowl.
But they still watch anyway because the time zone.
Can you imagine? You go to that Anita Max Win tour. You paid extra for tickets. You pretty close, and you get a little curious. Drake on stage. What is that? What is that? Get him out of here.
I do the same thing. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Then, you had that dude. That dude performed Not Like Us. When I was what was it, like 2 years ago? I went to visit my friend. Now, my friend had a baby years before that. By the time I met his kid was 5 because we hadn't seen each other a really long time. And cutest kid. It's crazy that my friends are having kids because I can see, you ever see somebody who looks so perfectly like a mix of their parents? Mm-hmm. You see perfectly both of those people in this new person. And
that's my daughter. scary sometimes. You'd be like, ugh. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
We were supposed to hang out all day, and he went and we were in the kitchen. He grabbed something for us to drink, and so he had poured himself an almond milk, poured kid something, was like, "Will you want anything?" I was like, "Oh, I'll just take that," and then poured me some. He's like, "I'm gonna just go ahead and get changed. I'll be right back." He goes upstairs, and now it's just me and his kid. And I'm like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I'm good." And it's crazy because he even had just I'm just meeting this kid, but he already had my buddy's mannerism. Just that shoulder thing. I'm good. It's exactly like his dad. I'm good. It's like, "Oh, okay. You having a good day?" He's like, "Yeah." You know, it's like, "You excited? I think we're gonna go to the zoo or something." He's like, "Yeah, sure, I'm excited. Be fun, you know." And then he turned around and he knocked my milk over.
That's some niggerish shit right there. All right, let's get back to it. This is the first time I'm watching this, so that's some like brotherly stuff that you'll do to your brother or cousin because y'all had some past issues, and he's the only one that got the last glass of milk or the last glass Kool-Aid or whatever it is, and bloop. All right.
And this kid had been so sweet up until this point. I was sure it was an accident, right? Until he turned to me and he was like, "I spilled your milk."
Yo, with that calm voice, that's some psycho shit right there. That's just
And when I tell you that thing was imprinted on my memory, like I had actually forgotten about it for these like 2 years.
yeah.
Until Kendrick said, "Say, Drake."
Oh, it's like he got traumatized. Say, Drake.
Kendrick Lamar has an incredible smile, but he always seems to use it for dastardly deeds.
Boogeyman.
This man said, "Say, Drake." I haven't been that scared. I know he was talking to Drake, but even I was at home like, ooh. Like, that man whipped around and said, "Say, Drake," like he just ran out of the woods. Oh, that was crazy. That was insane. "Say, Drake." And then you see a glimpse of Serena.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I saw Serena dance. I was like, "Is that Serena?" And Kendrick and Dave Free must have known we wouldn't believe it was Serena because then they showed her again. I was like, "What? That's Serena."
That's true. And I was just talking to my mom about this. The way this Super Bowl halftime show was done, the way I seen it, it was like they shot a music video at the halftime show because the cameras are what they use to make the video. But yeah, they showed her twice just to be like, and oh, that was her. And she did look really good. I gotta give it to her. She looked really good. I don't care what people say. I loved everything about the whole show, including her. And if y'all remember, she did that back when she won Wimbledon for the first time. I wasn't sure if it was her record-breaking year or what were the first, but they gave her a lot of backlash for it, and she was just being herself. She didn't do anything to anybody. She just did the same dance you saw. And well, y'all can go look that up. They try to kill her for it.
That's Serena over there, crip walking. Which, if you pay attention to the layers, Pay attention to the storytelling. One of the most beautiful things about Serena being on stage, crip walking, dancing, right, is not just as a sort of FU to Drake, right? Because it is.
Yeah.
Because her and Drake, you know. And then Serena moved on, and Drake couldn't handle it. A lot of people think that Kendrick Lamar is Drake's kryptonite, and he really isn't. Drake's kryptonite is a woman who's moved on.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
there's nothing that Drake hates more than a woman minding her business. And so he would make songs, little sneak disses at Serena, little sneak disses at Rihanna, all this stuff, right? He loves beefing with women who have moved on. The best way I can sum up Drake to me is one time I was in Chicago, and apologies if you've already heard this little quick story, but I was in Chicago and I was sitting on the train, and this woman gets on the train, beautiful, like knockout gorgeous woman, right? And she ended up sitting next to me. And then this other dude gets on the train, and he's sitting across from us, and he tries to holler. You know, he's like, hey, sweet thing, how you doing? Right? Now, this dude, to be fair, was very good looking. He was very good looking. Like when I looked up at him, I was like, oh, you two would make sense.
I'm sure we all been there, right?
Very good looking dude, put together everything. And he's like, hey, sweet thing, how you doing? What you doing? Where you going? How's your night? You know? And then she looks up from her phone and she goes, oh, nah. And I hated that I was sitting next to her because I had to turn all the way around. But she goes, oh, nah. And he just sits there. Sits there for like, maybe 40 seconds. And then train doors open. And he looks at her and he's like, you can't hurt me. And then he got off the train.
Trying to get a jab in there. He's just like, no.
And that's what a lot of Drake beefs with women feel like to me.
Really good.
Because the layers of Serena dance is not just like this FU to Drake. Is one, also, we're playing the game, right? We're all part of the game. And it's a black woman having a good time. It was also pre-revolutionary. You know? And if you follow Serena, and if you follow tennis, you'll know that when she did the same dance at Wimbledon, they came for her hard. Mm-hmm. They said it was too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. And now she's doing.
And that's the same thing Samuel Jackson said in his speech, the same exact words. And those were things I think it was, you could go back, I think it was on Fox News and a couple of other media outlets, but yeah, they hit her hard for it. They hit her hard for it.
Doing it in front of the world. In front of the world with nothing but joy and people cheering her on, right? Giving us full circle moments. I thought that was so dope. No. I even tried to do it. I hurt myself.
Anybody still watching? I know this is a longer video than I expected, but I appreciate y'all still being here. Hey, we got a little more to make it to the end. But did y'all try to do the Serena Williams crip walk? Because that one's a little different from other crip walks. Now, crip walk, blood walk, There's a lot of different ones. There's different kinds, different, however you do represent where you're from, that's what you put out. But she has a different, unique one. Let me know if you've tried this Crip Walk, and if you ever tried Crip Walk or Blood Walking. Let me know down in the comments.
I popped right up. I was like, oh, Serena! And I think that one of the most revolutionary things you can do is just have joy. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
I watch so many people.
That's what life is, right?
I watch so many people just having fun. I watch people watch it and have fun. That warmed my heart just to see so many people having a good time. I know it wasn't for everybody. I know there were some people that thought it was boring, they didn't like it or whatever. And he said ahead of time, you wouldn't get the picture if I sat you for hours in front of the Louvre. So it may not be for you, and that's okay. But I watched so many people have such a good time. It was dope, And it's more than fitting. It's a blessing. It's an honor to talk with you about this.
I mean, how many Super Bowls halftime show have we watched that we never enjoy, or it was like, what the hell is going on? It's just a bunch of yelling and just, there's never a lot of time they don't put anything into it. Oh, we're gonna just perform 8 hits and get off the stage. And it's a lot of pyrotechnics and a lot of just dressing. There's no substance. Hey.
Black music, about Black joy at the Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina, a place that in the 60s and 70s had incredible Black acts, was sometimes one of the few places that they could get booked, where Black-owned radio stations had DJs do party nights. Like, it was great to be here, and I appreciate you having me. I think that for the most part, when I think about the halftime show, and when I rewatch it for the 100th time, and there were so many people that were critical of Kendrick. It should have.
I checked the thing. I think it's like at 76 million streams or views. Yeah, 76 million views in 8 days. This thing is gonna. It's already surpassed, I think, Usher's stream from last year. He did that like the first day. It's crazy.
It should have been more. He should have done more. He should have gone up there, been more militant. Should have done this. Should have done this. And it's like, look. Can I just tell you? I'm not trying to be a bummer when I say this, but everything you've ever watched that ever went out on a broadcast that you thought was revolutionary or you thought was ultra militant was approved for you to see by a corporate lawyer. All of it was, In fact, whenever a moment gets through that's not that thing, that person usually faces swift consequences. There's so many people that are like, no, he didn't go far enough. He could have done so much more. And it's like, look, I understand. That's what people are saying. But if you really believe that, he should have done so much more. I can tell you this, art can save your life. Art can absolutely save your life.
And that's what I look at it. Like I said, this is artistic. It's everything. And true art, real art, pure art sparks conversation.
I believe it from the bottom of my heart. But believe me when I tell you that entertainment will never be your salvation. All right? Art can save your life, but entertainment by and large is escapism. And no one has ever escaped their chains by forgetting they were there. So you cannot, when I tell you, you will not be.
That is a bar. Let me go back on that. That is a bar. Kendrick will be proud.
Large is escapism. And no one has ever escaped their chains by forgetting they were there. So you cannot, when I tell you, you will not be saved through entertainment alone. expecting Kendrick to rap so good that Trump is like, I'ma stop. Like, be serious. If you really believe that, if you really believe he didn't go far enough, he didn't do enough, there was so much more he could have done. Forget the symbolism, forget the double entendres. He should have spoke plainly. He should have put it all out there. I have great news for you. There are these things called books, right? There's these things called books, and every revolutionary that the government was scared enough to murder, almost all of them wrote one before they died. And they're so confident that you won't read it, they have it for free at the library.
It's crazy how that works, right? All the stuff that you should be reading is for free, but people go looking for stuff when it's right there in front of your eyes.
I'm just genuinely, I don't know what to say sometimes when people are like, why didn't he do this? It's like, I don't know, man. I'm not in his head. You know, he's great. You can't expect him to save you. He did an entire album where he said he wasn't our savior. The whole album where he was like, yeah, but I rap. I think it was incredible. I think it was a phenomenal show, especially in a year and a time where there are people that would have Black history disappear. You know, there are people that would have us forget. And I think the only way to stop Black history from going away is to make more of it all the time. Make new history all the time, new moments, you know? Because so many people were like, man, it was so boring. I didn't get it. And it's like, you know, it's the most watched thing right under the moon landing, but.
Yo, and that's true, man. Those stats came out. It's been, and it's going up even more. You know, it's the moon landing, him and Michael Jackson. That's crazy company right there. The moon landing. Wow.
I'm sure that was hate watching. You're right. I think that whatever you take away from the performance, if it's art that touched you, that made you feel something,
It did.
That's good. That's all you can hope for. But if you want like a revolution, if you want change, you're probably gonna have to go outside and get some or make some. That, like, if you want, like, because then, you know, he plays Not Like Us, and then we all scream mustard.
Mustard.
DJ Mustard comes out, they're dancing. And one thing I really loved about the performance, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, is that almost always what people will do, the Super Bowl thing to do, is go out there and play your hits, make a medley that reminds us why we love you, right? And this dude, he did some of his hits, but he mostly did this GNX album. He even says it when they start playing TV Off. This is GNX. We came here from Compton, California to party with y'all. Master. You know? Then the Super Bowl halftime show ends after he hits that TV Off, game over, cold stuff. And then they come back. Tom Brady's like, well, let's see if Patrick Mahomes can like really bring it home. Like, he's so good. I've heard he's great. I've heard he's fantastic. So I'm sure he can come back from this 2,000-point deficit. No, for real though. If you want change, art can save you. Entertainment will never be your salvation. And so if you really want to see a different neighborhood, a different country, a different world, you probably gonna have to turn TV off.
There you have it. There you have it. That was Josh Johnson with the Super Bowl halftime show explained, and you know, from his perspective. I know this is a longer video. If you're still here, I appreciate you sticking it out with me. Share the video, like the video. Listen, there's so many things around all of this stuff. You know, I believe that this show will win an Emmy, the Super Bowl performance, because I'm pretty sure it's going to get nominated, and it's going to go down as one of the most viewed. You know, because it's going to probably hit 100 million. I say within another couple of weeks. But I appreciate y'all. Leave your comments down below. See you on the next one right here by Elmo. Will be your next video. Peapod Cove. Peace.